Hey, what's up everyone, Morey Croson here, and we have a brand new breakdown for today. It's going to be a comparison video with Usain Bolt and Yohan Blake, and we're going to start the video right now. Alright, so I really like doing these comparison videos. I know I just did one yesterday as well, and the big reason that I think this is going to be really beneficial is because you could really see the difference between different forms, different techniques, and just because you do not follow all the same technical guidelines does not guarantee you for not having success, right? Or guarantee success if you are following some of these specific guidelines. And what I mean by that, and why I love this in particular, is because it shows the diversity and the capability of the coach, right? Because I see a lot of coaches that want to teach everything one specific way. It's either my way or it's not going to work. And this is just a proof that it's not going to be that way, right? We see Yohan Blake come out and you can see how he stays very low to the ground, really maximizes that arm coming back, and then we compare that to Usain Bolt, who is much more upright. Obviously, they're very different from a body perspective, very different from a size and height perspective, and even muscularly, Yohan Blake is a lot more kind of thick up top in comparison to Usain Bolt, who's more long and skinny and really not as thick up top, right? And we could see, both of these guys here in the middle, Yohan Blake and then the guy in the middle, are really going quick out of the get-go, where Usain Bolt is using a little bit more of his length to be able to get himself going. This is going to be something that'll be very beneficial for each of those, right? Yohan Blake is really maximizing his turnover speed and will utilize the quick turnover to be able to allow him to get to a top speed that will, be able to really maximize that turnover and his ability to maximize also the foot contact. And really, Usain Bolt is doing the same thing. He's just doing it for his body type, right? So he's getting a little bit longer. He has to get longer. I mean, overall, he's still quick in comparison to his typical running form. But right here, he is still going to be longer than Yohan Blake, but he's also building out to really allow himself to be able to open up once he gets to his top speed. So, as we go through this video, Yohan Blake ends up beating him in the 40 meter, but we've seen in the past Usain Bolt, beat people in that last 60, and the reason is because he's very patient in the start and allows him to be able to get to his top end speed. Now, when we're looking at this, I think it really shows the importance of improving your tricep muscle, right? I made a video about this a little while ago, and we could see really both of them how they're pulling back. Yohan Blake is really creating that extension in the elbow. So the tricep does that, right? It does elbow extension, and that's something that ends up being an important part of really creating the force necessary to get the foot to be able to pull back underneath, right? If I've seen this time and time again, people that have more upper body strength are able to generate more power. They jump higher, they run faster. I mean, that is just the fact of reality here. So if you are a sprinting athlete and not working on your upper body strength and power, it's just not going to give you the best opportunity to succeed. I'm going to quickly interrupt this video just to say if you like the information, go ahead and click that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and we'll hop right back into it. Right? And so that ends up being really what I look at here are what are the principles, right? What are some of the main things that we see no matter what? You could see both Yohan Blake and Usain Bolt are driving through, getting their toes up and being able to try to pull their feet down underneath, right? Both of them are in a fairly rounded position. Both of them have their heads down. Both of them are utilizing their triceps as they pull back, right? You can see that Yohan Blake's a little bit more on the front part of his toe, where Usain Bolt's a little bit further back in his foot, but both of them are trying to touch really close to the front part of their toes when they're hitting the ground. They're pulling those feet back, and at this point, Usain Bolt has a little bit higher heel recovery, and Yohan Blake is at a lower heel recovery, and he's going into really being able to get a higher heel recovery as he gets going. So, Yohan Blake is definitely more patient through here and is really maximizing that low heel recovery. And you can see, Usain Bolt at first is really doing a great job with that low heel recovery as well. And the other thing that you can't really see a ton of is that those knees are coming across, right? So everybody's knees are coming a little bit more across and then coming back down. And that seems to be something that really really a lot of these elite sprinters are able to, do is really be able to utilize their hip flexors and adductors to bring their legs up or knees up and also inwards as they're starting to then be able to have plenty of range to be able to pull down. So they're really utilizing more of their abductors and extensors, right? And that goes into both glute med, glute min, and glute max in order to really make it so they can maximize force into the ground and coordinating that with their upper body and more specifically like their triceps and their lats, because their lats also participate in shoulder extension. And so you got to build up your triceps, you got to build up your lat, and you got to understand the fundamentals and work on the fundamentals of your individual start, or else you're just not going to be able to transition into higher speeds in your drive phase or higher speeds into your top end speed phase. So this ends up being really, really important when we come into really studying what is going to be key postures and key areas that we can improve within our own sprint. And I really like to look at what the best do so then I can apply it to what it is that I do. And this really helps me to improve my breakdown. So when you send in a video of yourself sprinting, I can go and identify what are some of the key things that are slowing you down when it comes to your start, your drive phase, or your top end speed. And so that's why I really like watching all this film, because it just gives you so much more reference to be able to understand, okay, how can you get faster and how can you do that in the shortest amount of time possible? Because that's the name of the game, at least in my business, right? Is that if I can make it so you get faster in 28 days or in 60 days, and I can guarantee you're going to get faster in 28 days or 60 days, now you are going to be much more likely to follow my YouTube. You're going to be much more likely to purchase a breakdown, purchase a program, whatever the case may be. Or if I just help you improve just on this YouTube video, you're going to be much more likely to watch more YouTube videos. So I'm very, very motivated to help you in understanding exactly what it is that you need to do in order to maximize your sprint, which is why I do these videos and which is why I really would recommend you guys to be able to do the same type of thing. Watch, analyze, understand, go through some of my YouTube channel to be able to really see what are some of the main concepts that we're talking about and how do they apply. And then if you have questions or want to get a breakdown, check out the description. We have a bunch of great offers available there. Right now I'm offering a 28-day free speed program. I don't think you could really beat that. It's free. It's 28 days. It's going to help you out a ton. Again, check out the description in order to see that. And then if you like the information in the video, click that thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you have any questions, comments, or recommendations, you can leave those down below. And I'm signing off. Talk to you guys soon.